Hi everyone, welcome to So's Football League, home of football related things, and it's almost time for the 2021 NFL season. With the Hall of Fame game coming ahead, I think it's safe to say that everyone should be excited about the season, with all the new players to the teams, the new coaching hires, and the addition to the 17th games to the schedule. So that means there's gonna be no more 8-8 seasons for the Dallas Cowboys. They get to go 8-9. Wow, great job. That was so funny. You keep going, sir. Great job. So in all seriousness, I think it's safe to assume everyone has their own season predictions, from award winners to Super Bowl champions. So with that being said, I decided to give my season predictions, each divided their own categories: division champions, award winners, league leaders, and Super Bowl matchup. So, without further ado, let me give you my soon-to-be inaccurate predictions of this year's NFL season. Starting out with our playoff teams, starting in the AFC. And I decided to start with the number one overall seed, the AFC East champion, the Buffalo Bills. I say that because I see this is one of the most complete rosters I see in the entire NFL. That isn't the Buccaneers. I say that because they got a lot of good players. They got MVP caliber quarterback Josh Allen, who started out as a soon-to-be bust to a glorified running back, to putting up MVP caliber stats. All that to pair with his elite wide receiver Stephon Diggs, along with a solid wide receiver 2 and 3, Emmanuel Sanders and Gabriel Davis. And the defense looks really good. They got a soon-to-breakout defensive tackle Ed Davis to go along with Mario Addison and their first overall draft pick, Gregory Rousseau. They even got a Pro Bowl linebacker, Jermaine Edmonds, and an elite cornerback in Tre'Davious White, to pair with the underrated Jordan Pryor. And the only thing I see negatively about this team is their running back with Devin Singletary and their tight end Dawson Knox. Other than that, I see a Super Bowl caliber team in the AFC. Now moving on to our second seed of the AFC. From the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs. This team could improve a lot, or really much stay the same, because they always are the best team. But I cast them as the second team. You see, they do got Patrick Mahomes. They got a rookie starting Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He rushed for over 138 yards versus the Texans in his debut. Over 161 rushing yards against the Buffalo Bills. You also got Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and Byron Pringle, and Travis Kelce with their wide receiving core. You got Pro Bowl defensive lineman Chris Jones and Frank Clark, and the number one safety in the league, Tyrann Mathieu. But one thing I see this team getting held back by is their new offensive line. They recently traded their first pick for Orlando Brown Jr., which can help their left tackle. They recently signed Joe Thuney as their guard. Kyle Long came out of retirement, so he'll be rusty. And they drafted a center in Creed Humphrey, which I know a lot. Which I think will be a Pro Bowl caliber center in the next 5 years. And I see that as a problem because it's a new offensive line, and they could be learning Andy Reid's new scheme outside their old scheme. So I think that's a problem for the Chiefs. But yeah. Moving on to our number 3 seed from the AFC North, you got my Baltimore Ravens. I say that because, looking at their team, I think we can make a Super Bowl run with this roster. With our top 10 quarterback Lamar Jackson, he can have a bounce back year. And I think we also have a breakout running back in J.K. Dobbins, who will lead the league, who led the league in yards per carry last season. And we also got a returning left tackle Ronnie Stanley, along with some improvements like Alejandro Villanueva, Kevin Zeitler, and I'm hoping that our rookie guard Ben Cleveland could improve our roster. And we also got good defensive positions on our team too, with our linebacker Patrick Queen. We also got we signed an edge rusher, Justin Houston, to mentor our new draft pick, Odofe Owe. And we also got top 10 quarterbacks Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. But one thing that holds them back is the wide receiving core. Outside of Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman, and probably Sammy Watkins, what we have to see outside of week 1, I believe this is one of the weakest wide receiving cores I've seen in the NFL. That isn't the Houston Texans. So, if they can improve on their wide receiving core, I think they'd be a dangerous team nonetheless. Now for our number 4 seed from the AFC South. I originally was going to say the Indianapolis Colts until Carson Wentz got injured. So, from the AFC South, I got the Tennessee Titans winning that division. I say that because, looking at their roster, I think they can pretty much win the division with 3 teams. The Colts without Carson Wentz, the Jaguars, who are completely rebuilding for the past decade outside of 2017, to the Texans, everything that's gone to them. I think this team could just win the division because of that weak conference. They got underrated quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, the number 1 running back in Derrick Henry, Pro Bowl wide receiver A.J. Brown, and former All-Pro wide receiver Julio Jones. They recently acquired from the Falcons. But one thing that holds them back is their defense. I don't see any names standing out from them. They signed Bud Dupree and they drafted Caleb Farley in the first round. Other than that, I just think this team's just going to be offense and offense only. Now for our wild card teams, there's 3 of them. I decided I'm just going to go by real fast, since this video is going to be long. First one, our first wild card, the number 5 seed, the Cleveland Browns. A positive, they have an equally good offense and defense. A negative, the success can lead all to their head and can go all the way crumbling down. Look at the 2017 Jaguars, for example. Our number 2 seed, the Miami Dolphins. I say that because their breakout year was surprising to everyone. But the negative is that Tua Tagovailoa could pretty well drain their season down the drain. And our third wild card is the Los Angeles Chargers. Because I say that because they got a complete offense. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams are all good players on that team. And I view them as Super Bowl dark horses, underdogs. But the negative is that they can miss the playoff because how strong the division is. So there's my 3 AFC wildcard teams. On to the NFC seeds. With our number 1 seed from the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the same team. Moving on. Now with our number 2 seed in the NFC, from the NFC North, I'm going to get much hate for this. I got the Green Bay Packers. I already know what the comments are going to say, but I say that because Aaron Rodgers could be pissed off to the point where he just throws the ball so hard it might just get into flames. That Michael Vick commercial where he just throws the ball and he just flies out of the stadium. They also got a Pro Bowl running back in Aaron Jones, and they got their receiving touchdown leader Devontae Adams. And plus they got All-Pro cornerback in Jair Alexander. But one thing that could hold them back is what happened the entire offseason. So, if that bites them in the arse, then they could completely miss the playoffs altogether. Now with the number 3 seed on the team in the NFC, from the NFC West, I got the San Francisco 49ers. If they stay healthy. That's one negative. But other than that, they got a elite tight end in George Kittle. They got a soon-to-break-out wide receiver in Brandon Ayuk. A speed demon in Raheem Mostert. And a lethal defense with Dee Ford, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Jason Verrett, Jimmy Ward, just to name a few. I truly see this team being Super Bowl contenders if they stay healthy, which they didn't do last year. And something I may be concerned about this team is, are they going to start Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance? Other than that, this team looks pretty tough. Now on to the number 4 seed. From the NFC East, you got the Washington football team. Like, this team looks pretty special, to be honest. Like, 2020, we were just surprised that they won the division, despite all the injuries that happened in that division. And with that being said, they got some pretty good players. They got Antonio Gibson, who scored 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Solid wide receivers Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel that they recently bought. Oh, they also got Logan Thomas. And all around defense, their defense looks stacked with Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Kendall Fuller, Matt Ioannidis, to name a few. But one thing that holds them back is their quarterback situation. Their starting quarterback, I'm predicting, is Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's a really big hit or miss quarterback. Plus, he's old, like 38 or something. I think that's one thing that can hold him back. And I say that because, like, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're going to go 8-9. The Giants, I don't think they're going to be playoff contenders yet. They're also going to go 8-9. We'll have to see how Daniel Jones performs and see if Saquon Barkley stays healthy. Other than that, I think the Washington football team are going to take this title. Now, with seeds 5 to 7, I decided to go on a hot take and say, I think the rest of the NFC West is going to make the playoffs. Like the Los Angeles Rams, like they have an elite defense. Their newly added quarterback Matthew Stafford and a wide receiver duo of Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. That seems like a pretty good team. But one thing that holds them back is the wide receivers they face. They face Allen Robinson, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, and A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson. They're also going to face DeAndre Hopkins and DK Metcalf twice. So I pretty much see that as a problem. Also, they don't have Cam Akers anymore, so that their running offense is going to be bad. The second wild card team is the Seattle Seahawks. You got Russell Wilson, one of the most consistent and healthy quarterbacks. Chris Carson is a great running back when he's healthy. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are a top 5 wide receiver duo. But there are 3 things that I don't like about this team. That their defense could be a problem outside of Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams. No offensive line help, like always. And they play in weak conference. The weak conference thing can be the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals. Like they do have Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. And Buda Baker's is a very great safety. But they could be held back all by Cliff Kingsbury, who is, I don't know why they hired him. He went 5-7 and got fired. I don't know why they did that. And they also play in a weak conference, so I think that's going to be my final predictions for the wild card. We'll have to see how that plays out. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and you subscribe. It really helps me out as a small YouTuber. And if you want to say something about the video, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you follow my Instagram and Twitter. As always, thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next video.